Hey, it's your boy Abe,
And this is Jayden.
and welcome to another episode of the Uncensored Bros.
Today we will be talking about a few different topics. I'm kind of excited about this one. Hopefully you guys are ready for a little bit of a crazier conversation today.
Also, as you can see, we have a different surrounding. Thanks to our technical producer and our sound producer. They're literally the best and the cutest couple we know.
Absolutely.
We are your Uncensored Bros.
But no, let's just dive right in. Like, what's a topic that we were talking about yesterday? Kind of, we still want to talk about it right now. Is like, love is blind. Is it?
Honestly, I don't think so.
I beg to differ. Honestly,
Really? You think love is completely blind?
I don't think love is completely blind. I definitely feel like there has to be some level of attractiveness. There has
Yeah.
to be like, you have to like what you're looking at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in video games, food, like anything, you have to like the outside a little. I know that sounds superficial because the inside could probably be crap. But
Yeah, that's true. But then it also is like a personality thing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if she doesn't have a good personality, you're probably not going to really be into it. Her attractive level is going to go a little bit more down than usual.
Exactly. And so other stuff like that is just, it just really depends. Like there's other factors too, like how well she gets along with your people, how well she gets along with your crowd, your friends, like how well she gets along with your family. Like
Family's a big one.
that is a big one. That not only separates couples, it separates people.
Yeah.
Like it definitely starts wars. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. It definitely it's a big like thing when it comes to family, because if she doesn't get along with your family, then it's like you can't really see each other often. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, if
or
it's
like you basically have to choose between her and your family, and then
that's when like it's a big like divorce topic.
no,
because-
and literally like that's when people are like, "Oh, I haven't talked to my uncle in like years, or I haven't talked to my aunt," and like, and if you're Mexican, even worse. I'm not even lying, like, because they'll hold that grudge until the day you die, even afterwards.
You think that like in like the Mexican like I guess community, it's a little bit like more family oriented with the
Oh, definitely
love
for
life?
sure. Like families are like a big thing. Like the families, they don't really care if you like each other that much. The families want to like each other.
But what happens in the Mexican community if they don't like your wife?
Oh, well, there's three scenarios. They're the basic one. The first one is you just never see that family member again. So, for example, like a grandpa and a grandma, and you have your mom, and then there's your uncle. Let's say your uncle marries someone, an aunt, like the family doesn't like.
Right.
Goodbye, uncle. You never see them again. Another scenario is that you do see, you're forced to see them, and every time they come and see you, it's a big like angry like slap fest, like hey, they start, as Latino people know, they start yelling at each other with love language, and by love language I mean a bunch of profanity. Like you think like if you get the translator app, you'll think they're having a decent conversation, but in reality it sounds so bad.
Super bad.
It sounds like you're in the barrio. I'm not even lying.
The barrio?
El barrio.
What is that?
The hood. But
hood.
Mexican or Spanish.
But just a little conversation about families, huh?
Just a little bit of conversation of family. And then like the third scenario is just that they go into complete denial and they forget that they even exist.
When does that happen though?
That rarely happens, but they must you must have if that's the scenario, then you must have not only married someone that the family didn't like, but they must have like screwed them in the past or something. Like let's say that their family took family from like land from your family, and you guys hate each other, and then you also bring them around and they still hate each other. Then they're like, "You're still gonna marry that person?
Yeah.
All right, I don't have a daughter, or I don't have a son." And you think it gets bad, but it's just like, I think a lot of Latino moms, especially because it's usually the Latino moms,
Right.
that are like making the decisions. They just don't know how to deal with conflict too much or things that are different, because I think they go way overboard. And then the worst thing is, if you're in that family and you try to acknowledge that other person's existence, you get slapped. I got slapped like 3 times. I was like, "Where's my uncle? What uncle?"
Damn.
Yeah.
It's rough. But like back to the like main topic. So like I guess like have you seen Love is Blind before?
I've heard of
The
it.
curtain thing?
Yeah, I've seen it on YouTube. Like they do like little like stuff like that, and then like I've heard of Love Is Blind parties.
Yeah.
Where people just go behind a curtain, and then like they get a chance to like open their their comfort zone a little bit, because usually people have a type. Everyone has a type, and it just gives you a way to like actually just get to know the person.
Yeah.
And then you're surprised to see who you're getting along with.
So I guess it's like, can you like fall in love with personality before you fall in love with looks?
I think you can. I mean, I think I was a little too harsh on saying that love is completely blind, but I think you really can. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, for example, like pen. I don't know if you ever did like the pen pals in school,
yeah.
like
The jail, when you send it to the jail?
or sometimes it'd be like other students from different like.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I did that in like 6th grade.
Yeah, I did that like in 6th and 4th grade. One of my friends was literally like, he like fell in love with the girl that he was writing to, bro. And it's just kind of funny to me. And I didn't really understand it. But then as you grow older, you know, you kind of like, you see like things that, you know, quirks or stuff that people do, or like just being able to talk to someone, you know, and or like you find out more about their personality. And you definitely grows an attractiveness on you. Like there's been some people that I was like, wow, they're nice, you know, like I don't want to sound mean or anything, but then I get to actually know them and I'm surprised that I'm like, wow, they're not just nice. I really want to like be with them. You know, I want to hang out with them. I want to like go out with, you know what I'm saying? Like it just, I think everything changes with when you start to get to know the person a lot more, because then you feel more trusting and comforting. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm thinking like more of like, if I was in that show, I feel like I would definitely be a little like as soon as because I'm a big I'm a big like, I wouldn't say looks like thing, but like a personality is like definitely defines like the looks. You know what I mean? If a girl has a really good personality, she usually is a little bit more attractive than like I feel like if we put it in a scenario, like an average 5 with a good personality can go into an 8.
Oh, yeah.
But an average like 8 with a bad personality, she goes down to like a 2
6.
because she's just like a complete see you next Tuesday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know.
And that's when it's like, you don't want to talk to like a girl that's like super rude to you all the time, because then you just like, it's just demeaning, you know?
No, and then belittles you or superficial like that. Like she only hangs out with you when you got like
The bread. Yeah.
Which I mean, yes, I understand that girls like that financial security and that safety, and that's, you know, we don't mind providing that because we're men. But to only be around for that, doesn't that make you feel like used?
I mean, I guess it depends on like your status though. Your status, you know, like if you like got good status, like the Nelk boys, you know, they probably don't really mind because they probably like got enough bread and like they go out that they know what's happening. Like a huge example is like Steiny. You know what I mean? Do you remember him? He's just like, he likes spending money on girls, and that's like his like love language in a way.
Yeah, no,
unless that's like his like, it could be his character, but at the same time, like usually people's characters are a little like close to what they do, and I definitely feel like he's a big buyer for girls, you know?
I don't know, man. I guess you and I we're not in that scene yet where we can like be at that status quo, but I mean, you and I, we treat ourselves like prizes, you know, like no matter how hot the girl is, we don't let ourselves get used. So I feel like even when we do have money like that, we aren't going to lose our pride like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, you and I grew up different than most of these other like YouTubers and all this stuff. We actually Taylorsville gang, West Valley Manja gang. But no, you and I grew up different because you also, I mean, you also lived in Hawaii for a bit.
I did, but it's not really big of a like I didn't really like know anything back in Hawaii.
No, but still, that's a whole cultural like, because you know, because when you came here, you definitely noticed a difference, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and so the same thing for me. Like I'm from Long Beach, California. Like we came here, so like we kind of grew up with more like dignity over like anything, like pride over anything, because we didn't have anything else. You know, the only thing we had was our worth and our pride.
And that definitely takes like into a relationship, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Because I mean, I feel like with our like surroundings and we kind of like all of our parents, especially in Utah, because it's like such a different dating scene, we're definitely like raised to like be like that, like I guess like the breadwinner and like the supporter, which is kind of like different than of a lot of other places where it's kind of like, it could be like both ways.
It could be both ways.
But it kind of just depends on like what kind of like, I guess, family you were born into. But I definitely feel like me and you are on that same, like, we like want to take care of someone. You know what I mean?
We want to take care of someone, but we also don't want someone like a lazy person. Yeah. You know, like, I mean, yeah, if let's say my wife, she had a job, but like, let's say it wasn't like the breadwinning, I'm okay with that. Like I wouldn't want her to like just be a kept woman, you know what I'm saying? Like because I mean, you and I both came from moms that worked their entire lives, bro.
Yeah.
Like all the stuff that we got wasn't from our dads; it was from our moms. So shout out to
Very true.
women, and so that's
Mama's
why
boys.
Yeah, mama's boys.
I guess that's an ick nowadays, though. You know what I mean?
I don't know because I mean, we had to be mama's boys because we didn't have daddies, you know. And so
Daddy issues, man.
yeah. And so, but no, seriously, like, but we saw that, you know, we saw our moms growing up that they always provided everything. And then they always like, you know, even when they got mans, they made sure that they worked still too, you know?
Yeah.
So like, that's why, I think that's why it also rubbed off on us that we like that type of women. Cause I mean, homeboy right here, he likes to be coy, but he can definitely pull. And he can pull girls, and he usually goes for girls that are not just pretty and have good personality, but they're strong, you know, not kept women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's like literally like you explain my type because I don't like a, I guess like a introverted girl. You know? I like a good extroverted girl that like
Likes to go out, likes to explore.
Well, not even necessarily. I wouldn't even say go out. Like if she likes to chill at home, we can do it. But I like want her to like tell me because personally, I'm exposing myself here, but I'm not really good with sharing emotions. So I need that girl to be able to share emotions. Like I can like tell the like room, you know what I mean? Like if something's wrong, I'll ask, but I'm not going to tell her my emotions. You know what I mean?
Like you're not going to be prompted
Yeah,
first.
I'm not going to be like, oh, like I'm like sad right now. Like, you know, like I don't have like, I guess enough balls to like do that. Like I'm just like, I just more of like support her and I'm like, oh, like I can tell you're mad, like what's wrong? And then like, you know, she'll tell me and then, but if like I'm like stressed out or something, I don't usually really say anything because it's just kind of like, that's just me. I'm usually like super like introverted in my emotions, but my extroverted in like outside, you know, like I'll talk forever. But then like, once you ask me about how my feelings are, it's just like, oh, I'm okay.
Like you shut down right there.
Yeah, I definitely do. But if the girl can kind of like jab me a few times and get me out, get a little tear out of me, that's the girl.
No,
you know?
that's the one. No, honestly, like people ask me, why don't you find a girl that's similar to you? And I'm like, I can, and I have. Like similar girls that are similar to me are easy to get along with and hang out with and whatever. But it's like the one that's actually gonna complete me, the one that's actually gonna make me like a husband or a partner or whatever, is the one that's like helps me in my weak areas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like helps me be better. You know.
You love a girl like that?
I don't know. There is a girl like that right now. It's just definitely like she definitely pushes me to always be like way better than I am before, you know, which is good. I mean, my friends were already like my surroundings were already doing that, but like, you know, she definitely helps me crunch down on my weak spots for sure.
What do you mean she? Do you have a certain someone you're talking about right now?
Okay. So you do want to talk about downtown?
I do want to talk about downtown.
Okay.
The fact that you lied to the whole friend group about not going downtown when he did.
Okay.
That's illegal. That's bro code right there.
All right. So now that we're gonna talk about this, tell them your side, and then I'll tell them my side.
I mean, so listen, we have like a totally different, like, I guess, story. And I don't know where this totally different story came from, but I swear we called you around like 8 o'clock. And you were like, because you went to bed at 4, because that's what someone's sister said, remember?
Yeah.
You went to bed at like around like 4, and because you told her you were going to go take a nap. We called you around like 8 o'clock. You woke up, answered the phone. You were like, hey, what are you doing? You're like, oh, I'm sleeping. And I was like, oh, okay, like, do you want to do something? You were like, not really. I kind of want to like just chill in bed today. And I was like, I mean, totally understandable. Even though it's a Friday night, I've never heard you say that, Abe. And you're like, well, I do. And I'm like, okay, maybe I had a long day. Hang up the phone. The day goes by. The night goes by. And we wake up in the morning, blah, blah, blah. We get to doing our first podcast. And man exposes himself on the podcast saying, oh, yeah, I hung out with Lily that night. And
wow.
and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what do you mean you hung out with Lily? Weren't you in bed? Then he goes on and tells his story, which is...
Okay, so I did take a nap at 4. That is correct. I fell asleep like the 14 hours. They didn't call me at 8 o'clock. Because I remember correctly. I woke up at 11:55 and then I saw my phone, and it wasn't just a bunch of missed calls from Jayden and my other friends. It was like all of my friends, like my boy Vance, my boy, you know, Billy, you know, all my homies were all of my homies were just literally like, I just see like a bunch of text messages, because he's right. Like I'm the guy, like if you call and you're like, let's go out, Bet. Don't say less. I'm down. But that Friday, I was exhausted. I was just done with the week, and I was just done with working. I was just done. And I had no money, okay? I had no monies. And so they call me at like 12:15, because at 11:55 I wake up, I see all this text, I see everything, and I'm like, whoa. Then I go take a nightly growler. I go to the bathroom, and then I go back to bed, and I'm on TikTok trying to go back to sleep, right? 12:15, my boys call. And it's one of our mutual homeboys and Jayden that called. And it was like, what you doing, little bitch? When we call, you answer. And I'm like, I was sleeping. I'm sorry. Like usually, but I answered right now, like, cause I was awake. And they're like, are you just gonna stay in? And we're like, you didn't even let us go over, cause you were asleep the whole time. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, no, but, and they were like, what are you doing right now? I'm like, I'm just literally just gonna chill in bed. And they were like, okay. And so they hang up. 12, that was the plan. 12:20, we stopped. I think we talked for like an extra like 6 minutes. So it was like 12:30 basically when I hung up. And then my homegirl Lily texts me. And then she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just in bed chilling. And they're like, and she's all like, well, I'm kind of hungry. What do you think is open? I'm like, the only thing I know is open is like tacos. Because that's like the only thing that's ever open here in Utah. I know that's sad, but I like tacos, but come on, we need Chinese food or something, or like late night pizza or something.
Yeah.
But it was only Mexican food that was open. And then I did know of a place that sells empanadas. It's called arepas downtown.
Arepas.
Yeah, no, that place is fire.
I've never been there, but I've definitely been to the bars around
it. Yeah, no, definitely. Once you go there, like after you like party and like you're coming down from the drunkenness, like it's so good. Like it definitely does slap. It's like it rejuvenates you just to the point that you're like, I'm ready to go home. But she was like, oh, empanadas sound good. Let's go to arepas. I'm like, bet. So she's like, come over and I'll drive us downtown. And I was like, okay. So then I did leave to go there. And then as you guys know from the other podcast, that's what happened. And we were just there for a little bit and we didn't even get food. Okay. But I did say I wasn't going to leave. So I guess, I'm not guessing. I did lie about that. But I honestly had the whole intention of staying in the whole night. Like I literally,
though?
Yes, I did.
Well, I mean, usually this is the girl's name is not actually Lily. So if you're watching this, he's not talking about another girl. He's talking about you. All right.
Wow. Okay, so you're gonna expose me like that?
She's gonna know by the story.
Definitely. I mean,
literally
but you just had to like
story. I just had to point out because I literally helped you if you think about it.
That's true.
Because what if she was like, oh wait, he went and got empanadas with another girl named Lily?
Okay, I guess you're not wrong.
You know what I mean?
You're not wrong. Yeah.
But now that she knows, I helped you.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, with this girl, I'm just saying, like the whole conversation was that like took you a couple days to tell me. It wasn't like you were gonna like tell me like, oh, actually, like we went and got some empanadas that night. It was like you took a couple days and you exposed yourself. You actually didn't tell me. You exposed yourself.
That just tells you how committed.
Accident.
No, I was gonna say the whole thing on the podcast because this was all content for the podcast. I definitely needed I wanted to talk about it, obviously,
Yeah.
And then what better platform than our platform?
It's true. I mean, hey, thanks for saving it, but definitely shocked me. I wish I would have been able to call you out that time, but
no, but that's why we have the two
bit.
mics, and you can still call me out.
I can't. So now with this, I guess this next topic that you're going to tell us about what else is happening with Lily. They have to know the story now. Everybody's tuned in. Everybody loved the story last time. So I guess it's like you go through that week, right? And then what's changed?
I guess what's changed is that I'm putting. So it's not that I have a problem with like loving myself or anything, or have a problem with putting myself first. It's that I don't know. Growing up, like kind of, I always felt like when I was a kid, I grew up selfish.
Yeah.
That I always did things for me.
Right.
And then when I was as a teenager, I stopped doing like that, and I started being more for everyone else, for my friends, my love, because my friends aren't just my friends. Like I do have friends that are just friends, but the ones that are, you know who you are too. Like if you're in my day one circle, like I love you guys. Like you guys are like loved ones for me. Like you guys,
Yeah.
like if someone says, "Oh, those are just your friends," I slap them. I'm like, don't you ever take that tone with them, you know?
Yeah.
They're like fam, you know what I'm saying? And so I definitely, I go around and I'm always there, 100% for everyone else and stuff like that. But like this week, I started putting like 100% me first, like the podcast. I started doing my reels, on TikTok and stuff like that. I started like focusing on like I gotta work, go to the gym, like just kind of me, and that's definitely one of the things that's changed. And then also like I'm not like go because now that I'm focusing more on me, I have no time to go after her, go after them, just always like being first and just kind of letting her come to me, because there's definitely we already have a friendship and I'm pretty sure that things are like cool, but like you kind of like scare girls away if you're too clingy. Like not too clingy, but like
Some like it.
some like it, but like you definitely scare girls away if you're like always up in their business. Or like, what are you doing? What do you like? You don't give them space,
Yeah.
And so that's definitely one of the things that's changed too. And so I don't know, like we started talking more, texting more. Things are cool. I'm definitely not gonna tell you more exposing things until like maybe like a couple episodes later. I don't know, but that's one of the things that's changed. And then like
And you feel like this has helped you?
I definitely feel like this has helped me because some of I was listening to your advice. You were like, bro, just kind of like cut it off. Just do you, and then girls will come. And literally, like you're not wrong. And so I kind of wish that I listened to you more earlier, but it is what it is.
I mean, I feel like I mean that's just like the true thing, like as soon as you don't want the relationship, it'll come to you,
Yeah.
But as soon as you want it, it's like no one like it's like things come to you when you're not searching. So that's what I'm like as soon as you just do you and you like go and get that bread and stuff, like that's when you like I guess that's when you like play the game with her and you're just you're like not like pushing to want her and
Yeah.
she's just coming to you like because you're like just focusing on yourself, you're
then-
not giving her that attention and she's like, well, every guy gives me attention, so I have to
No, but then when you and then I like that because then when we do hang out and stuff and I do give her that attention, it's just like a lot more points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just better for whatever. I'm not gonna lie. Like she's a great girl. She's super smart. She's super funny. I definitely I think it's kind of cute when like so like me. Like whenever some when anyone says anything to me, I clap back. Like it's just
Yeah.
But it's not like I know it's not malicious. It's just the boys being boys or whatever.
Right.
And or anyone just being like anyone. So, but I think it's kind of funny and cute when someone claps back at me, and like before I even get a chance to say anything, she claps back. Like she's like, she says something to them. Like, for example, one of my friends was like, because we were all hanging out. So Lily and me and two of my other friends were just all hanging out, and like one of them was like, "Yo, Abe can't roll. Like he doesn't know how to roll. Jade, whatever.
yeah.
And he doesn't know how to roll. Like his finger dexterity, whatever." And then like before I even said anything, she's like, "Well, that's not important. I mean, so what if your finger dexterity is better than his? I can bend my back all the way backwards. You can't. He can film a podcast."
Who did she say this to?
H dog.
Okay.
Yeah. And so,
So she was like sticking up for you. That's what you're kind of saying? Or
yeah,
was she,
like she yeah.
she was clapping back at the other homie.
At the other homie
clapping at you.
that was clapping at me.
That's a
You know
good
what I'm
girl
saying? And like I just thought it was kind of funny and cute because like I don't need that, and I could definitely. H dog, I can definitely clap back easy, but I thought it was kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I mean, I would love a girl like that. Honestly, that's like the type of girl you need. But as soon as it comes to like physical, you need that girl to like watch out. You know what I mean? Because as soon as it comes to like physicality, like you don't want that girl to be there when it's like when you're actually like fighting, But as soon as like she's there, like sticking up for you against like something like that, that's a good girl because she's like there for you.
Oh, I know she's there for me for sure. And then like when it comes to fighting, I also know that she'll be like, "Go take him," and because
Do you think she is? Because I mean, with the story that you told me this past weekend, she's quite a fighter.
Oh no,
huh?
she's definitely sparking.
So what happens when someone presses you? Is she gonna keep her mouth shut, or is she gonna try to go fight with you?
I don't know. I mean, if she's trying to go fight with me, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of find that attractive.
But then that's how you get knocked out.
By her?
Not by her, but like as soon as she tries to like do that thing where it's like, oh, stop, you know, and then like she's like pressing you back, boom, swung.
Oh, she wouldn't be pressing me back.
I mean, I guess if there's like another like female there for her to fight, then, like, she got it, you know,
she
but
definitely could, like, she would be like that.
It's a dynamic duo.
It's a dynamic duo for
you don't
sure.
want that girl like pushing you back. and,
No,
like,
she
gonna
wouldn't be
get you,
pushing me
like-
back. Like, I definitely think that she would try to calm me down as much as she could. But then, like, if homie or whoever's pressing just keeps pressing, then she'll be like, get him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good girl. That's the type of girl that you like want, just because you know that she like has your back.
No, I know she has my back. Like, I thought I like what I was saying. I thought that was pretty cute. And then, like, she was just like, yeah, Abe is better at this. Abe is like, you know, like, she was definitely hyping me up.
I still don't understand this girl, man. She's like the most confusing girl that I've ever heard someone talk about. Because she like does all these things for you, but then like
I don't know. Do you think she's the most confusing girl I've ever even like been interested in?
so what makes you like stick? Like what makes you want it so bad?
I don't know. It's not even that I want it. It's more like,
Is it? Let me ask you a question, okay? Is it for yourself to bag a girl that isn't like available? Is that what you want, or you're actually into this girl?
I used to be that dude that I always wanted girls that were not available for me. That was my type. That was like me, you know. Like,
Yeah.
That was my type. But like, she is different. Like, she just is. I mean, I definitely want her for myself for sure. But I don't know. It's more like when I met her, when I re-met her, you know, because we used to actually go to the same school together back in the day.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine my life without her anymore. Like, it's
Damn, that's deep.
no, it's just like, it's the same way I feel about my day one circles. Like, you know who you are in my day one circles. We don't have a long time that we actually know each other. Like, you and I know each other 4 years. Another one of my close, I known them three, you know, stuff like that. And like, I just can't imagine you guys out of my life. It's just, she had that same effect. You know what I mean? Like, the good effect.
So in the long run, things happen. She stops being so complicated, and you guys like she ends up liking you. Are you gonna like her back, or is that gonna scare you away?
I don't think it's gonna scare me away. I'll for sure like her back. But then again, I don't know. I mean, I do have like issues, you know, abandonment issues and daddy issues and mommy issues, all that stuff. But I honestly been trying to work on me so I can not be scared, you know, so I can receive it, if that makes sense. I don't know. It sounds weird.
I mean, but I mean that's how like confusing relationships kind of work, you know. But that's like because I've been in like I wouldn't have been in the same situation, but I've been in that situation where it's like, wait, this girl's like, I wouldn't say she's unavailable, but she's not giving you like she's not like coming easy. No, which is a good thing. It's actually a really good thing. But,
Yeah, because nothing in life that's worthwhile is easy.
yeah, exactly. But sometimes, I mean, I'm exposed to myself here. Sometimes when I get that girl, it's like, okay, I got it, but now what? You know, and then I start backing away.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna expose myself even more, and this might actually bring down points because we went to the same high school. But during high school times, there was this girl that oh my gosh, I just was in love with her. Like, I was like, I need her to be my wife.
Yeah.
Right. But she had a boyfriend. See, I'm telling you, the unavailable thing was like a real type for me just until a little while ago. Like, just until like 2 years ago, it stopped being like that.
I'd say like 2 months ago.
Whatever. Anyways, but so she had a boyfriend, and like, boyfriend was a douche, like horrible, like not funny, whatever. Like, always like he talked big game, but then had other people back him up.
Yeah.
And then like when you meet Abe, like, oh, okay, that's cool. Don't really care. And so I just wanted her, bro. I needed her. Okay. It was more like that. And like 2-3 months of school went by, and then she broke up with her boyfriend, and then she started hanging out started dating with me. And right when that happened,
You stopped talking to her.
I didn't want her anymore. I didn't like her. I was a home wrecker, and I got my prize.
And then you just
Ugh, no, and then I felt so gross. I literally felt like that dumb kid that he was playing with a basketball for a bit or whatever. Then he drops it, and then someone else picks it up, and then he fights them for the ball. Finally gets the ball. He's in detention, whatever, and then he's like, "I don't want to play basketball." You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like so, definitely, I have been a homewrecker before. I'm not proud of it. Maybe a little, but I'm not. And it's not a good thing. I definitely, I was a dumb kid back then. I was 16. No, seven. No, I wasn't 17. I was like 15, 16-ish because it was like sophomore, junior year in high school. I wasn't it back then. I used to think that I was, but I definitely wasn't.
I mean, that's like a conversation we always have. Like, if we met in high school, would we have been like friends, you know?
I definitely know we would have been friends for sure.
But you were a way bigger menace than I was in high school. I mean, I was like a menace, but I wasn't like you were that kid that like we would look at and be like, oh, the kid's an idiot. What is he doing?
And then you'd be like, let's go do stuff.
I probably would.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But we would probably do like different things like together instead of like, but you would break rules. I would like go against the rules, if that makes sense.
No, that does make
mean?
sense. Like you weren't breaking the rules, but you were like in that gray area.
Yeah.
But me, I was like,
You just like blacked out.
yeah, break that rule.
Yeah, I mean, from the stories you tell me, you were definitely like that kid that everybody like. I mean, I feel like both of us were like that kid that like I wouldn't call the class clown, but we would call the class like
Menace.
idiots. Yeah, menace.
The class menace.
Like they were
for
just
sure.
like, oh, what is Abe doing and what is Jayden doing today? And it was always like, oh, wait, he's suspended right now. Oh, makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
You know,
or like he's in detention right now.
Makes sense.
Or like, hey, last one time they'd be like, hey, 2 kids got in a fight last week. Was Abe involved? Yes. Was Jayden involved? Yes. Like,
yeah, that's like that literally. But at the same time, like maybe in high school we wouldn't have been friends for that reason. We would have both been like, you know, dicks. It wouldn't have been like able to connect.
I don't know. I feel like in high school, maybe, but then again, like you hung out with one of my other close friends. Remember, like he was your childhood friend.
Yeah.
And so I would have been like 2 or 3 years older than you guys, and I would have had access to a car. Maybe I feel like when we first met, it might have been like that. But then after like a couple times, and then just
you would have been our getaway driver.
I would have been your getaway driver. I would have been like, you would have guys been like, hey, let's go pick up some stuff. Bet. Hey, let's go do this. Bet. Hey, let's go slough. Bet. Hey, can you pick up? I knew that if we would have met in high school, we would have been way bigger menaces together.
Yeah, we would have. But I mean, there was also a reason why my best friend, your cousin, never like showed you us earlier.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was.
He was always scared to bring you.
No, definitely. He told me that too. Like he was like, he was worried that I would just be like a nuclear bomb in the group.
And at the start, you were a nuclear.
I mean, I definitely was a little nuclear at the start.
Like if you watch Oppenheimer, that's how Abe was made, and then he just got dropped.
I was the Oppenheimer dude. Oh my gosh.
Because then he just got dropped, and dude, I mean, the first couple weeks we didn't want to hang out with you.
All I gotta say is that
all it took was that's how I knew you were like the right guy. Because all it took was one conversation with you, and you corrected it. There's nothing
all I gotta say is that I just thank you guys for your patience. I can't believe if we're gonna tell on a different podcast on a different day, we're gonna tell you the story when we first met.
That'd be a good story.
That is, you guys are gonna believe how is he still friends with him? But it's just, I mean, like he said, he was right. Like after they had that conversation with me, I corrected it. It's just, and ever since then, I've always tried to be better than I was before. You know, like it's just, but that's just it's not, when you have a great group of people and a great support system, it's not hard to do.
Yeah.
You don't even have to change who you are, because I really haven't. Like I'm still Abe to the core.
You are still Abe to the core. Actually was just having a conversation with one of the homies yesterday that you like have stayed like that guy. You know, you haven't changed yourself, and I feel like that's like something that makes you different from everybody. You know, because people will change, but they will like change their whole personality to change. You know, but you're still a menace to society, and
but I at least know
like,
how
you're better. You know,
I'm way better, and I know how to hone it. You know, I know how to focus it a little bit more.
I mean, even with I mean, not to expose you, but even with girls, it's a lot different now. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
back then it was like, oh, let's keep Abe away. But now it's like, Abe, like he knows what he's doing now.
Like the same girls that were saying let's keep Abe away are now the same girls that are like, where's Abe?
Dude, literally.
Like,
They're
I'm not even,
like, oh,
like-
where's Abe? Like, where is it? Like, they love you now, Abe. You know, instead of like back then, it was like, oh, I'm not going if Abe is there. But then
Yeah.
like that conversation, it was like every girl that comes around this friend group knows Abe, and when Abe is acting different, they know. You know, like one story, not to say anything, but there was a certain somebody that came up to me and was like, why is Abe acting different?
Oh, I know at a
And I was like,
barbecue.
yeah,
At the barbecue just recently.
barbecue.
Yeah. I know, but I really wasn't acting that different. I was just Lily was on my mind that entire night.
But I feel like something else was on your mind too, and it made you act different.
What was on my mind, Jayden?
You know what? Let's. Actually, we started talking about something crazy
Yeah,
last
okay.
night. We actually were talking about one of our friends mentioned that the only sex allowed in Utah is missionary. Isn't
That
pretty
was
trippy?
crazy. That's an
And I
actual
don't know if
law.
that's true. That is true. What was
In
it,
Washington,
Mississippi?
D.C.?
Oh yeah, Washington.
Washington,
That is true.
D.C.
Washington.
But
So maybe he read something wrong and saw that in
but
Washington.
still, that's insane. That's a law. Because I
is
definitely I would have.
Like what happens if you actually do? Like
It's
what
a
happens if you get caught?
$30,000 fine.
You just get like blasted and it's like, wait, you're doing doggy right now? You're arrested.
Or like you just hit that girl
But
from
I
the
mean,
back.
my question is like, in your own home, how is that not like in your own home? Anything is allowed.
I mean, if you think about it, family members can even call the police on each other, bro.
Like, 911. What's your emergency? My actual cousin is actually doing doggy style right now. Can you come here and arrest him?
Something. I mean, like think
That'd be
about it. Like,
crazy.
let's say that you're like you have a kid, right? And she still lives with you, and she brings home her boyfriend, and then you walk into and boyfriend is like clapping the worst cheeks you've ever seen. You know, you're not gonna call the cops.
I'm not gonna call it off.
I mean, there's some people that are that petty though.
there are, but not if they're doing. I'm not gonna call the cops if they're doing doggy style. You know, like. Rig, at that point, I'm already screwed. So it doesn't matter.
You're probably already a grandpa at that point.
Yeah, exactly. But
no, I mean, I'm not. I know we want to do that because to us that's just like kind of crazy. But there are some people that are like very petty. There are some people that are very petty. There are some people that are very like first like you should only do it like the good book does it. You know, there are those type of parents and people and nosy neighbors like. You know, I'm not saying it's all a religious thing because it's not always all a religious thing. It's just people that are closed-minded, you know, conservative,
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Like that. They're like, oh my gosh, how could you? Or they're just jealous that they don't get to do that. And they're like, if I don't get to do that, neither do you. I don't know.
very true, very true.
I just think that that's kind of crazy that that's a $30,000 fine. Like, that's insane.
I don't understand it, man. But I mean, Utah's weird with all sorts of rules. Like we just honestly, I think like the biggest thing is like the church runs Utah. Like that's like the biggest business in Utah. That's literally what runs Utah.
I mean,
Like,
it was founded by, I mean, Utah was founded by the church.
there's like so much money in the LDS church. It's insane.
Like the pioneers came from all the way from New York during like 1800 times. They walked from New York to Great Salt Lake. So I mean, definitely. I mean, obviously, if you're one of the first founding people, you're gonna have the most power. You're gonna have the most like connections, just like automatically. Not even because you have the money like that. You do, but it's just like, oh, your name just becomes just, or your position or whatever just becomes solidified right there.
Yeah. There's like, but that's just like, that's the thing is when it has so much, it literally like it owns Utah, which is why so many people in different surrounding states quote us as like the Mormon state, even though like like the people in Utah can be like genuinely like out like crazy, you know, like we can have
Some of the craziest people I know are born and raised Utahs. Like some of the most downest people I know. And I'm from Cali, so I definitely
Cali's just built different.
Cali's built different, but these guys, like my Cali friends would say to my Utah friends, "Whoa, this guy's crazy."
Yeah, but like that's a certain like I mean, one of like a huge example, like actually recently when I went and saw Bryce Vine, dude, that was like people there like don't know how to like be at a concert. Like that's what I'm afraid that Travis Scott is coming and going there. Like I'm scared either first he's gonna cancel because not enough people go, or two, he just finds us really boring because we don't like rage. Like his fans rage, but there's always only probably a certain amount of his fans in Utah, and that's like the people that are gonna go and just watch Travis Scott. You know, it
No, I
like
know
kind
what
of
you mean.
scares me because even at the Bryce Vine concert, it was like people were just like filming. Like it wasn't like they were. Maybe that's just not like a Utah. You know, maybe I'm being like super.
No,
weird,
no, no.
but
Like there needs to be rage. Like remember when I went to Hive a couple years ago?
yeah,
Everyone was like mosh pitting there.
really.
You know, for Trippy Red and stuff.
You didn't have a lot of people just like standing there. And
I did have a
filming?
lot of people, but in the back. So like so yeah, like it just depends. Like I know what you're saying. Like I don't like. So for everyone that doesn't know, Travis Scott announces Utopia tour, and Salt Lake City got picked for once. And we're planning. We're not just planning on going. We're gonna go. We're gonna make videos. We're gonna film content on it. Like it's me and Jayden are not just huge Travis Scott fans, but we want to do this because we want to do it for our work. We want to do it for for our fans, for everything. And so, but I'm not gonna lie, that now that you said all that, I'm a little worried. We buy our tickets and then he just like it's not lit. But I feel like there'll be a huge number of people that are gonna go that are just gonna go crazy, bro.
That's what I'm saying. And most of his like fans are like, I feel like they're gonna want the pit. So I don't know who is gonna stand on the outside areas. Like that's what I'm like. I don't know who is gonna like who listens to Travis that doesn't want to like rage. Like who's just gonna like be on the outside. Like especially in Utah. I mean, that's a huge stadium.
Is it
so, like,
what is it? Maverick?
No, it's at the Delta Center.
Delta,
which is like no way Travis Scott. Like even with Travis Scott, no way Travis Scott fills Utah. Like there's not enough people. That had to be like, I mean, not even close, but like I would say like half of Utah had to know about like want to go to Travis Scott to fill that.
That'd be sick.
I mean, it would be sick, but I don't think like like even with like if Drake were to come here, I don't know if it would be like filled.
I think it would be. I think a lot more. I think a lot more people would come, but right now we're just getting away from our technical producer real quick, and we're getting a little bit past time, but
okay,
we just.
You guys can keep going. I just want to voice my opinion.
All right, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
I think Drake would be full.
You think Drake would be
I
full?
think Travis is going to be full.
I'm pretty sure. I also think Travis and Drake would
Travis
be
is
full.
going to be full.
There's a like you Salt Lake City has slowly over these past like 5 years since 2020 has slowly been building up as like more of a nightlife. You know
Well,
what I'm
like
saying?
okay, so the biggest like I feel like the biggest I don't even know the biggest like Utah artist. Like if they were
Post
to
Malone.
come here, oh yeah, well yeah, that's true. Post Malone could fill the Delta Center,
Post Malone can feel anything, bro.
but like I'm talking about like Travis Scott. Like, do you think that enough people listen to Travis Scott that they're like, you know what, I'm gonna go to his concert, like in Utah? Because I mean, I know like a lot of his fans, but I mean, see, that's so confusing. Like, maybe it's way bigger than I'm thinking.
I mean, I guess I understand what you're saying now because like I'm not saying that there's not a lot of Travis Scott fans that want that they'll go, but since they're also doing a one in Vegas, what if you're also thinking what if they just go to that one?
Yeah, but if it's in your hometown, it's so much cheaper. Why would you?
That's
not
what I'm
just go to
saying.
Utah?
Like that's why I think it's going to be filled because it is going to be in our hometown. And so all the people that usually would go out and like go to the Travis Scott, outside of town or whatever,
Yeah.
they're just going to come here. It's going to go hard.
Fun fact, just looked it up. USANA seats 25,000. Delta Center seats 20,000. You can have Niall Horan fill USANA, or also like Laney fill USANA with 25,000 people. Travis Scott can for sure fill the Delta Center with 20,000.
Wait, so the USANA like just the seats alone, or like the
No,
whole?
so the whole stadium though, but like pack like sardines.
That's crazy though. So yeah, we definitely could film. No, and it's gonna be downtown. Yeah, people are gonna we can definitely film.
He doesn't come to Utah.
He doesn't come to Utah a lot. So the one time that he is, people are gonna go to that.
Maybe
for
that.
sure.
Then, I mean, yeah, that might be a pretty. I mean, if Lil Pump could sell out, I'm pretty
Kid
sure.
Cudi,
Travis-
like he did a concert when I was in sophomore year of high school, so like 2012, 2013. He came to the Twilight Zone before it got closed off, like before they switched it up to Liberty Park or whatever.
Yeah.
He came there and he he sold out. Like it was only supposed to be like 50,000, like not 50,000, like 10,000, like 10,000, but it was so packed that even the streets were filled.
That is crazy.
Like Ludacris came. I remember that people were telling me that before Kid Cudi came that day, Ludacris showed up like a week before, and people broke down the fence.
It sounds like a Travis Scott like scenario.
So I'm just saying, like, and that was 2012. So
Yeah.
because Utah doesn't get concerts and big names like that, people are excited and they're gonna just fill the streets, bro.
That is true.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't know. I thought maybe you're right. Maybe Travis Scott is going to be way crazier than I think.
That's why we have to go. We have.
No, I'm definitely going like no matter what.
We're gonna go no matter what for sure.
I'm there. Like Travis Scott, like all of our friends are gonna go. Like no matter what.
I can't be the only one that be like, "You're not going to Utopia. I'm not seeing you at Utopia." I can't be the only one.
I mean, there were some people that shockingly like on Instagram like posted the Utopia thing, and I was like, wait, you like Travis Scott? So maybe he's like, especially because of this album. This album is different, which is pretty cool. So it might have enticed a few more like people to listen. You know,
this album definitely is giving me a lot of inspiration to myself, bro. Like,
which I'm so excited to see the first couple of tours, dude. I'm like, because you like, I mean, with Astro World, it was like hyped.
Oh yeah,
like it was like Astro World, but this one's gonna be like. This one might be more of like a lights in the air type
Utopia one. I mean,
but then like he is gonna get hyped because it is Travis Scott.
I mean, we've heard the whole album. We listened to it when it came out. Meltdown. So Tea Time.
Yeah.
Meltdown is just a banger. Modern Jam. This is my modern jam.
Yeah, but that's gonna be like slow. Like we're not mosh pitting. We'll mosh pit to like
we'll mosh pit on Meltdown. We'll mosh and then I know.
We're not mosh pitting to I know.
Yes, we are.
I mean, Fiend. We'll mosh pit to
We'll mosh pit to Fiend, but
there's huge videos of people mosh pitting to Fiend.
No, but girls
you
are
don't
gonna,
think people are just gonna stand there and sing I know? And,
No.
and like my
girls
eyes,
are gonna
bro.
be like shaking butts, bro. That's all I gotta say.
Girls are not gonna be shaking.
Yes,
ass
they are.
at Travis Scott.
Yes, they are.
No way.
I know.
But girls do not shake ass to I know.
Yes, they do.
When that song comes in the club, girls aren't shaking it.
All right, I'm gonna put a hot topic. Hot. I know is part of my get freak list. I added it.
Like, do you have sex to?
Yes.
You have sex to I know.
And then Chris Brown and Trey Songz. But yeah,
Well, those two make sense, but having sex to Travis Scott is crazy.
why?
'Cause, I don't know. What
I
do you
feel
want?
like imagine like I'm like
I don't really want to imagine that.
so
but
like
go on.
you're doing it right, and then all of a sudden I know you just get hyped up,
Yeah, you get hyped up. You're like,
and then your body gets hyped up.
you're about to like slap the girl. You're about to like throw her to the wall or something. I don't
What if
know
she
if
likes
you
it
like-
rough?
I mean, I guess that's true. But
And
you're
then-
honestly on the girl's perspective, listening to I Know, well, like that's like listening to like I don't know, what's like Lil Pump or like
I mean, I want to listen to a little pump.
or like X. Like it's like listening to X when you're having sex.
I do.
No, you don't.
Changes.
Okay. Oh, what are you trying to do? Fall in love and cut yourself at the same time?
That's why I listen to X.
Well, I mean,
Okay,
I don't know.
let me tell you the 3 songs that I have from X on my list. Changes, because that song's beautiful and I know how to play that on the piano. And then I Don't Want to Do This Anymore. That's just my favorite love song.
It just sound, dude. Your sex playlist is like this is trippy.
I'm trippy.
Like, dude, imagine you go from I Know to Changes.
Say I don't want to change it.
See, that's. I don't know. Like on the girl's perspective, she's gonna be like, dude, who is this guy?
I mean, I have the lights on and stuff too, like
You're a lights on guy.
the LED lights.
Oh, LED lights on. Dude, honestly, I don't think recently that there's been a time where I've had like full lights on during sex.
I like having lights on because I definitely want to see her.
I mean, LED lights don't count as like lights though.
Oh, like light? No, I
Yeah.
can't do that. That messes me up so bad.
Yeah, but what about the morning time?
Well, the morning time is just the morning time. I'm cool with that, but that's natural light. Natural light is way different than artificial. For
I guess
sure.
that's true. I guess that'd be like super weird to think about if you like are doing it at nighttime with the lights on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but when it's daytime, then that's just natural light. Then you can
That is just
you know,
natural.
it's just
That's
good.
just nature.
Yeah.
Nature and nature. you know?
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I like the LED lights. They definitely add
that
the niceness to my room. And like she was saying, like, oh, it makes your ceiling more enjoyable to look at. You know?
she said that to you.
A different person said that to me, but yeah.
I know, but she's a ceiling watcher.
We were hanging. We were just like hanging on my. We were just laying on my bed together, you know, and I had the lights on and stuff. And
But what happened during the premarital interdotation? Was she a ceiling watcher?
Okay, so we're just gonna.
I mean, this kind of sounds like either a starfish or she's just boring. Like who mentions like, oh, that was so great. Honestly, Abe, your ceiling was so fun to look at.
Okay, we didn't do anything, and she just made a comment that the LED lights make the ceilings fun to look at. That's it.
Yeah.
Not like the way that you were describing it.
But that's what you were describing it.
Okay, well, I'm sorry that I described it that way, but like, I mean, I do have the LED lights on just because like it adds like a different vibe to the room, I guess.
It does. Honestly, I don't know if I've been a very big like music guy during that stuff. I
used to not be.
Like movie watcher. The whole like Netflix and chill. You know that's
See,
been like
I do sometimes. I did it, and like it's not bad, but it's just that I don't know. Like I like the music just because like
it definitely is like that. Like you can like fall in love.
You can make a vibey, like very vibey, like
music is like a lot better just because it's like
no, like so.
you
Listen,
play that song
on my list. My list. I have like a couple, you know, one of our friends' songs on it.
You can say his name,
Benjamin Taylor, bro. Yeah. Like I have that his song "Inches Away" just on that list. So it starts it off because we've heard it. They're like,
yeah,
it's super vibey, and then with the lights going on, it's just perfect.
Have you done anything to a song yet?
To that song?
To that song?
No comment.
Really?
We didn't do anything, but we didn't not do anything. If that makes sense.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna.
Makes sense.
I'm not gonna say anything because then I'll definitely be exposed.
You will be exposed, so we'll keep it at that. But I've honestly told them a lot that I'm gonna like try to do stuff to a song, but I've never got the opportunity just because like.
No, it works. Dude, like you've been in my room, so the lights, and then you're just on the bed with her, and then you just play the music like that song on the speaker. It's just.
But you don't have a TV in your room, huh?
I do.
Oh, you do? I can't think of where it is, but
it's just right on the desk.
See, I think that like I mean that's a goal in the next couple like little bit is to have like do it to a song because that means like I'm actually like in love. You know what I mean? It's not just like a random.
Yeah,
because that sounds like good, genuine.
I don't want to I don't want to say that I'm like in love. I mean,
but you're in love.
No,
I mean I don't think you've stopped talking about this girl in the last 100 days.
Shut up. But I mean, I don't want to say that because I mean, it's still kind of soon, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't want to scare anyone off.
But there is that like difference of being like in love and like loving them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like in love is like they don't have to know you're in love. But if you love them, then like, you know, like if you were like, oh, I love Lily, that's a different than like I'm in love with Lily. You know?
I see what you mean.
Because in love is like the thought of her. Like you're in love of the thought of her. But it doesn't mean you love her. Yeah.
Okay. No, I see. Okay. Yeah.
So you can, I mean, that's pretty much like saying that you have feelings for her.
No, I
like
do.
Pretty much
I really do. And then like, I've actually been trying to focus more on this, like work wise, when I talk to Jayden about this, but he is not wrong. I definitely haven't stopped talking about her. Even yesterday, I was trying not to talk about her at the Real Salt Lake game. And
how do you not try to talk about someone, but that's like the conversation?
I mean, it just when we sat down with our homie, you know, when we sat down with Ben, and it was just he was just like asking, and so when a homie asks, you just talk, you know.
When a homie asks, you answer, you know.
And then just from there, it was just kind of being funny and just kind of being a good night, you know.
That's true. You did get a very risky text last night. I just thought I would mention it. You don't have to talk about it, but I just thought they would like to know. You know, you got a little bit of. Hey, this is uncensored.
This is definitely uncensored. I'm gonna be next week. I'm gonna come back with an uncensored ass beating for sure.
She listens to these.
I guess
the one she listens to.
I showed her the one. Yeah,
but you didn't let her watch all of it.
It just kind of turned off naturally. It's not my fault.
Do you think that it's like, I guess like, if she was gonna support you fully, she would have listened to it? You know what I'm saying? Like if she actually like, if usually like when a girl like actually likes you. She usually supports you on a lot of the things, you know what I mean? And do you think that she's supporting you on podcasting?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So why hasn't she listened to the full thing?
I don't know, because she doesn't have. I guess I just haven't like send it to her.
But yeah, but you shouldn't have to send it to her. It's
That is
literally
true.
all over your stuff. Like as soon as she sees it,
she doesn't have Snapchat.
she doesn't have Snapchat.
She doesn't have Snapchat,
It's kind of cool.
and like she's barely on.
She follows you on Instagram.
She follows me on Instagram and Facebook, but she's barely on those.
Yeah, but you talk to her about it.
I
right?
do. So like,
You're kind of going around.
no. I like. So I mean, I talked to her about it and I showed her, and like, we were listening together, and I guess like when we stopped listening together, like I mean, I don't know if she has listened to it all the way by herself.
Yeah.
But I think she wants to listen to it together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I mean, like you were saying, like if she does support me, she'll watch it, and like for example, she knows that I'm a huge anime fan. Like she knows that. Like I mean, everyone that knows me knows I'm a huge anime fan. Like look at this anime, and so like like kind of like put an example like how she like supports me. Like I showed her an anime, she watched it even without me.
You think she hates watching it?
No, she actually enjoyed it. And like
different.
and then I showed her another anime. She enjoyed it too. And then we're watching the One Piece live action.
They better sponsor us.
They better sponsor us.
I'd be accepted by like if someone were to sponsor us and be like some anime, I'd be like, all right, fine. Let's do it.
That's how we get Jayden into anime.
As if we get like
It's
randomly
sponsored.
sponsored by an anime.
That'd be sick.
Like I'd have to. I'd be like, okay, well, like it's our first like sponsorship. Like I'd have to watch it and I'd have to talk to you about it.
Now that's the
So I
goal.
bet that's your biggest,
That's my goal right there.
to get sponsored by anime.
Get sponsored by anime so we can get Jayden into it. But no, I mean, like we were watching a bunch of stuff, and so it's like she has taken an interest in what I like, and then I also try to do the same thing for her, stuff that she likes and stuff like that. And so I feel like she does fully support me. I just don't know if she has finished the podcast. I don't know, but like by herself,
Honestly, this time is what you should do. You should not tell her about the podcast. Like don't even talk to her about it and see if she listens.
I'm gonna do that.
Because that's how you know that she's like actually like, I wouldn't say like into you, because she could be into you and not do it, but like that's like that next like step of like the supportiveness of like you know,
Yeah,
you just like she's showing you that she actually supports you in that like way.
yeah. No, I know. I feel like she does in a lot of things. Like I mean, even though she doesn't like crowds, she is gonna make an effort to meet all of my friends. Like, and because anyone that knows us, we have a very big group of very close friends. Like,
Yeah, we do.
We have and it's just people can hate us and not like us for that, but guess what? We have our big group of friends anyways.
We definitely have to get into like a conversation about how like different that is from like a lot of people.
That
But
is very
that can go on a
different.
different
On
one.
different
'Cause,
podcast.
Dude, a lot of people like out of high school don't talk like our friends.
No.
We're not even close to as big as our friend group.
No,
Like
and
not
then
like there's like maybe one or two of them that stay along. But
when adult people look at us and like they see our friend group, they're like, wow, you have a lot of close friends. And they were like, how old are you guys? And you know, so it's very different. But we'll get to that on a different podcast. But I definitely feel like we talked a lot about a lot of great stuff this week, and so I just can't wait till next week so we can
hopefully there's some juicy stories. Hopefully I can, honestly, I wish I could tell you about some drama that I had, but I just haven't had drama lately. There just hasn't.
Well, I don't feel like I have that much drama either.
Like recently, you have tons of drama right now, but like recently, dude, honestly, my biggest thing is I've been like not friend zoned, but like weirdly like, oh, I don't think this is gonna work zoned, you know? But I think it's like, I don't know, I've changed a lot since like back in the day, and it's been, so I don't know if that's it or if it's like this is just like God's plan right now, you know what I mean? Like just because like I honestly would love some girl drama right now. That sounds like really, really fun. Or like someone to just completely break my heart.
Well,
like that'd be like cool. Like
well,
I'm
I
just
mean,
like,
we do have a week, so especially hanging out with us, that could change in a week.
that could change. I could literally be in love next week.
So
like knowing our
we'll
life.
see. But no, we just want to say thank you so much for all your support. We love you guys.
You love you guys, and make sure you guys listen in next week. It'll be a super crazy episode again. This is a different scene from what it will be. This looks way more professional than like what our next one will probably be like. But we'll definitely like still hopefully use some crazy equipment and stuff and keep it rolling as we are. But this is definitely be like we're gonna like step hugely up and then kind of like in the middle again.
No, but
So,
we'll keep. This is our goal, though. We'll have something like this permanently in the future, like soon in the future.
once we get like guests on, we'll have like a huge like crazy setup. I'm hoping that we'll like kind of like a more chill setting, like some bean bags or something,
Beanbags,
just like
some
to
chairs, something like
some
that.
comfortable chairs like this. But then we like got to get like, hopefully we'll have like the guests like in front of us, you know, because that'd be like
That'd be the way.
Yeah, because then we could like talk to him, but talk to us.
And then
you
like
know?
that way we were just looking at each other having the conversation.
And that's what this is going to be about. But yeah, thank you guys for listening and
Thank you so much.
love you guys.
Love you guys. Hey guys, thank you so much for listening. Please like, subscribe, follow, and share.
And make sure y'all tune in next week before I catch your mom looking fine as hell on a Taco Tuesday.